You can hear me. Is there? I'm trying to figure out how to make my picture to make that go away, and so that.
You're gonna have to come out and then come back in, and when you go up, you could barely hear me, or you could barely hear Crescent because her volume is low.
Do you have anything for captions?
Now that runs while live is happening.
I've been looking at something for that for lives, because that's one thing that kind of annoys me, is that there isn't a caption setting on live, even though they have a delay. You would think with the delay they have, they could add captions.
One would think, but to be honest with you, there are captions even on, yeah, I know her volume was up. Their captions even on the videos are pretty trash. I have to actually caption it off of TikTok and then repost it.
Oh.
No. Still did it wrong.
Do it again. I was trying to find the option. Do I need to get out and come back? I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I don't know why you're so low.
Yeah, I don't know either, and that's a problem.
Well, you're a little bit louder now. There we go.
Oh, there's your face.
Okay. I figured it out. Oh, there I am. Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So we've had a morning.
I'm on multi-guest.
So, do you understand the point that you shouldn't have been blocking anyone in the first place?
A lot of people have said something about that, so it's important that I don't want this. This whole thing has kind of moved into seems to be focusing on me. So I don't want this to be taken as me making this about me, but it's important for me to address that. I'm at the end stage of kidney failure. I'm on kidney transplant list and have been for a year. I have juvenile type 1 diabetes for 40 years. And the thing is that stress plays a big role in affecting blood sugar, which affects kidneys and all of that. So
I understand all of that stuff. And let's keep in mind, you're not the only person with health issues here. I have a brain tumor, I'm autistic, and I'm epileptic. I can't get stressed without possibly putting myself into a seizure. I can't hit my head without accidentally killing myself. So I get it. We've had these conversations before. So, instead of keeping to the point that all the answer you needed to say was, yes, I was blocking people preemptively. I freaked out. That's literally it. That's all you had to say. You went into everything to distract and gain sympathy. And this is something that we're taught as white people to do and women to do as a defense mechanism. Now, we've seen this play out in shit like the Chance and, I literally mixed their names, Lance and Chelsea, whole thing. Showing how that stuff works. You just did it. And this is why I said earlier, are you really ready for this conversation? Because when I get off here, Desiree is going to be saying these same things to her, to you. Like, that's how this is going to work. And you have to be able to sit there and listen and take that criticism home. And you also have to be able to admit to your following that you're this human too. Because it doesn't matter how much I deconstruct, I am still going to have predisposition biases. And there are still going to be times people like Desiree are going to have to put me in check. It's going to happen. Like, I would never say it wouldn't happen. I am not perfect, neither are you. But you also need to understand your own psychology at play. So let's go back to that conversation, now that you're aware of what that was, that you just did. So we'll go to stage 1. Should you have been blocking people preemptively?
You know, I don't know what to tell you other than, okay, I wish that I did not have to. I don't know what else to tell you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm going to let you deal with that.
I can't even sit here this long because now I'm getting me. Is that cool if I call you Crescent because I don't know what your name is?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
Huh?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So when this all, thank you that the list looks good. I mean, when this all started, you got into it because I was talking to Danielle. She has black children. Aside from the fact that she absolutely attacked a black woman about being SA'd by a white man and completely went in with that, which I think is probably a situation that she needs healing with on her own. You turned around and told me not to destroy her, right? Like, you used a lot of problematic language, and I got all of these, like, as many screenshots as possible that we could go through this live. But you used a lot of very damaging language. You used a ton of violent language that from mouths like yours to bodies like mine can literally bring harm, violence, and even death. And still then call yourself an ally and an advocate. I absolutely hate that you are dealing with any health issues, but then your own self-care should come first. Like, you don't need to be doing this work. You continued over and over again saying it was your calling, as if it's not mine. Let me explain. If Black women are not doing this work, the next level of people that are doing this work, because you also said that, like, Black women are done. There are a bunch of us mixed women doing this work. There is no point in time where a white woman is going to do the work better than we are going to do, because we navigate it. What you sounded like was, I speak Negro. As if what I am saying right here, right now, is not audible. As if I don't have 40,000 people that also listen to me and can hear me. As if I don't know how to navigate whiteness, as if I'm not white. And that is because you're caught up in color and not really recognizing that whiteness is a mindset, that supremacy is a construct. So while you're still thinking that whiteness exists because of color and Blackness only exists because of color, you don't have the depth of the range. And that is something I will die on that hill about with white people, because you're assuming I socialize as a white woman. You're assuming I don't know how to talk to white women. Like, I don't have white aunts, cousins, best friends. My daughter around me. My son just left with his best friend, a very little white boy. Appalachian country. White woman. So very much, my life is surrounded with white women my entire life. So your assumption while you're censoring you and saying, oh no, people are not listening to me or they're thinking me, you again are not looking at the system of whiteness. White people do not get the privilege of being individuals. You know why? Because white people created a system that made white people a monolith. So it really does not matter what you're talking about. What I just described with those white women are, is he a white? I don't know which one you think is, because all you think is. Now, interpersonally, we have a great relationship. I gave an example the other day. My mother was in a wheelchair. She lost a leg through a car accident. Putting my mother in the car could put my life in danger with the wrong person thinking the wrong thing. Because white privilege is simply the benefit of the doubt. And conversely, that means assume the worst of Black bodies. So instead of somebody putting my invalid mother in the car and helping her, I'm sure I look more like a person trying to harm this poor innocent white woman. And that is the role that you played yesterday. Then pulled out all of the Black people that you could tokenize. Because let me be very share that. But then I started going through your pages. I noticed that you follow me, and you have a certain demographic of Black people that follow you as well. At first, I just thought they were like shucking and then I was like, no, they're elders. And see, the generation before me needed white people to be good in order to survive, right? My father's like the original Black man. Smooth dark chocolate, 4C hair, nappy, beautiful. And even he was going to a fucking segregated school. So those Black people at that age, not that long ago, in their 60s, had to rely on the idea that we're going to just hold on to the best white person we can find, because it's a matter of survival. So if this good white can talk for us, can advocate for us, thank God, because they can get us into spaces. This is a whole new generation, and we are all children of our time. I myself learned from my own daughter, who is now 26. I shared this story too. Before we were estranged, my daughter actually got me onto this level of awareness. Like, she's like, you can't say that. Like, you can't say that no more. She's like, you never could have said it. What the fuck was wrong with you? I'm like, how did you people grow up? And I'm like, I really thought you could say that. That person raised by a silent generation and immigrant white people, that's a whole other fucking bag of fucking shit to unpack. So when you're talking and you're not giving way to different Black voices, the ones that dissent from them, I'm never going to disrespect my elders in that way, right? Because I was thrown when auntie was like advocating for you. But then I remember, again, she comes from that day and that age. So fair enough. She may feel like that. But this generation, we recognize there are no good people. There are no good white people. Let me be very clear about that. There are zero good white people. Because that too is a construct. Interpersonally, we may have a wonderful relationship. I may trust you. But because of the system of whiteness that was set up, zero. Every single one of you are dangerous to us because you breathe. So when you're spewing with 20,000 followers that you people are out for blood, and then your shit woman whisperer is doing this, that, and the third, whatever it is, all of that shit are dog whistles. Yep. Setting up a literal fucking modern day lynching for us as Black people, while still calling yourself an advocate. And what I wanted to point out to you was that's your white violence that you need to unpack. And until you say that you are safe to educate Danielle. You want to know why? Because what you wanted to educate Danielle on was actually your protection. You wanted to protect a white woman from being attacked, which is a primal thing to do. I remember feeling that way. But what is she supposed to do? Just let's be gentle. Let's just be calm. Well, here's the thing. When you take on the responsibility of having Black children, you need to take on the community of Black people. Right? And you did not unpack far enough to recognize, hold on, I'm about to be done. Oh, no, you did not unpack far enough for you to realize that what you were actually doing was protecting a white woman. What I was actually doing was protecting Black children. Because I don't have to be gentle. She got big-ass Black kids. Okay? And you could watch the tragic-ass mulattoes that cry all over this fucking app about the racism that they experience from their mothers that is silent racism. Racism that their mothers don't even realize that they're doing. But how do you know? Yeah. That's bad parenting. So you came in saving a white woman and telling me, a mixed woman, with the experience of navigating white women daily, my whole entire life, just like you, that I don't know how to speak white. That's what you said. You speak nigga, so let me help you and translate. How can you translate a language you don't even understand? Because you were literally turning around saying, oh, well, we're projecting. Because it wasn't until Murphy here was like, okay, come here, let me call you in. Because other people called you in. I've seen like 7 other videos of white people that are in my community. Shout out to makeshifthappen.community. That are in my community that called you in very gently, very lovingly. Because I'm super huge. Like, white people are so fucking violent, they don't even know how to call in. It's always call out. Like, I'm the good white, you're the bad white. Look at what you did to Desiree. I don't need that shit. I don't need that. Because I can talk. You hear me, right? But they called you in lovingly and you blocked them all. But it wasn't until Murphy called you in. And now let's unpack that real quick before I end this. It wasn't until a more powerful white woman, a descendant of founding fathers of this country, someone who you have registered in your mind in the psychosis of whiteness has more power than you because of who she is in this world, called you in. Because other white women called you in nicely. This heifer here ain't nice.
We know. I'm abrasive as fuck and autistic as fuck. We can go rounds. I'm not going to sugarcoat the shit.
Rude. She's not kind. She's rude. She's mean. Like, she's all of the things.
I own those things, so we know my humanity here. At least I don't try to fake it.
Right. But you listen to her. So, like, these are all of the things. Oh, I hate that. You have a lot of people blocked. You have, like, a lot of really decent human beings blocked. You have White Woman Whisperer blocked right now. You have Kristen still blocked. You have Honey Bear. So these people can't even see that. So I'm hoping that this app does not take anything down and I can upload it later. But, like, so all of those things are things to sit with. Because it literally wasn't until a powerful white woman called you in and said you need to unblock her and talk directly to her that you did. You didn't even listen to the Black people that you claimed that you know what, well, hey, I did, the Black people called me in, my Black family.
Actually, let me jump off here and want to put White Woman Whisperer in here because she should probably be in this spot right now, not me, because she does need to say her piece.
Okay, I appreciate you too, Murph, honestly.
Oh, not a problem. Appreciate you too. I'm gonna jump off.
Okay, mama. So No, I forgot what I said because ADHD break. Anywho, so when you're sitting down and like literally until a more powerful white woman called you in, you didn't stop. And that's what I was saying. You didn't even listen to the black people that you said you listened to. You were like, oh, well, my black fam said, you know, like that what I said was wrong to Desiree, this, that, and the third. And you still didn't unblock me and talk to me until a more powerful white woman spoke to you. And this is very concerning for you calling yourself an advocate for black voices, and you can bring black voices into white spaces. Like we's free now. We're speaking, we're talking, we're signing, we're captioning, we're doing all of the things. So like the truth of the matter is like we don't need advocates. We do not need allies. Like, I am never going to subscribe to that. What we need is our voices amplified. I'll admit that. Because it's wild that you have a whole ass platform of 20,000 people regurgitating the same thing that we say. It's wild that white women are out here getting paid tens of thousands of dollars in public speaking, and we get bans on fucking TikTok. And all you guys are doing are still perpetuating the violence of whiteness. You're still white womaning. You're still being white men. It's all capitalism. Most of us are doing this work for free that are black. We don't even charge. I have a whole fucking healing community that is donation based, but I got 40,000 people that follow me. Imagine if half of them gave me $1 a month. Everything I do would be free. Counseling, one-to-one coaching, because I'm making 20 grand a month. That's what we need white voices for. To amplify, to duet us, pay them. Because what you're not unpacking in that is that white people feel we owe them something and that we work for them. So even though they should pay, it doesn't even click to fucking pay. It's like, oh, look at them doing the work they should be doing. And in service to us. Those are the things that we need y'all to amplify. Pay black women. Pay indigenous women. Very specifically. Because you literally built an entire platform. You were so concerned about your platform. This is my calling. The platform you built off of black and indigenous women. Sound familiar? You don't sound any different than white men who get nervous at the sounds of reparations or land back. Take it back. This is my land. Y'all are your men. And until you really unpack that fully, there's no space for you in advocacy. And that was my whole entire point. Thank you for listening. I'm open to hearing what you got to say. You might need to speak up louder because honestly, your voice is so low.
Is this better at all? Okay, I just need to talk louder. Is that better?
When you speak louder, it is, yes.
I can see that a lot of the stuff that I said, it sounds exactly like what you're saying. I get it. I think that there are some of the ways that I came off that and this is something that I work on, and I've got somebody, more than one, but one in particular that I hold myself accountable to, that I called after all this happened, and who, she's not, she doesn't coddle me, okay, and she really told me it was problematic about what I said, and I got it. Unfortunately, it wasn't immediately after it happened, because I didn't call her immediately because, it just, nobody's available 24/7.
No, I'm going to help you. So I'm going to interject every so often. It's not to be rude because what you say matters, but I'm going to interject a couple of things. You didn't call her immediately because you thought you were right. And you were standing in your indignation as a white woman, that you were right, dug your heels in, double down, triple down. So you didn't need to call the one black person, phone a friend, to get some clarity. And that is actually what it is. And then you turn around and say, I'm learning. If you're learning, why are you talking?
Also, why
How
do
are you going to say?
It sounds like, I'm sorry, I don't know if my video doesn't work because I'm still blocked, and I'm kind of curious as to why I would be blocked. I mean, you know I'm blocked. What do you think you can do that I cannot do? Like, why is this your calling? And who's the one, why do you think one Black person is enough Black people to get your information? One person who guides you.
Okay, I want to make this clear, and you know nobody likes me saying this, but I have kidney failure and type 1 diabetes. I'm on the kidney transplant list, and it is my responsibility to, you know, when I feel stress, whether or not it's justified, when stress is rising, I have no choice except to separate myself.
Okay,
from
so then here's what I'm going to tell you, Crescent, is that then you do not need to be doing this work, okay? Because there are Black people out here that are disabled, houseless, stressed out, dealing with cancer, dealing with all of these things. There are Black people actually life every day that don't get the benefit of dealing with. We have Sativa, is that how you say her name? Sativa is living with cancer as a single mother and still has to battle racism. Okay, Crutches in Space is literally dealing with her own cerebral palsy and still has to deal with it. And these are just two creators. Navigate this no matter what. So let me be very clear. Because you already know that that's activating, maybe not bring that into a Black space. And let me be also very clear. Chronically ill. I do. I suffer from my own chronic pain. So I understand what it is like to be dealing with issues. But when you bring that into a Black space, and this is about being intersectional, when you are white, saying that you're an ally and advocate, and then come with an excuse of your sickness, do not do that in Black spaces. Do not do that because it is.
I aggravated your kidney failure. The stress from me existing and responding to your comments to me. You're saying that was too stressful for your illness. My existence, potentially to come in contact with you. But yet you think you can do this work and bring Black voices into white spaces? When a Black woman who does that work is telling you you're doing it wrong, you block me and tell me it's because of your sickness? How did I do that?
There were white.
No, it wasn't. It was a rhetorical. That was a rhetorical question. What's your rhetorical question?
I'm sorry, say.
I want you to ask yourself sometime. Take a minute, maybe go, that's a good question.
I am 100% aware of the fact that my privilege allows me to walk away from stuff, and that Black women in particular, Black people, but Black women in particular, don't ever get to walk away from anything. I am aware of that. I really am. And I am listening. One thing, and maybe I need to find a way to work with it, but a lot of conjecture has been made.
Can I take a minute? I'm working, and I've seen this, and I've been caught up on you. I'm going to preface this with saying I unblocked you to do this, so something must have already happened. I need you to listen to how you're speaking, because right now you are spewing so much bullshit in an attempt to get out of the mess that you created by doing exactly the opposite of what you think you're doing. We don't need you to ever speak for us. Ever. This idea, this concept of taking Black voices in white spaces, but using your white voice to speak for Black people is asinine. It doesn't do anything. And then, hold on. Hold on a second. Because what you're doing, look how you're presenting yourself now. I've been watching you. This very shrunken in. I'm so defeated. People are being that. We're telling you that what you're doing is wrong. And then when called on it, here we go with that. I have this, that, and the other illness. You don't know the health status of anybody doing any of this work. That for you, it does not matter. And if that is your default excuse as to why it's so hard, then stop doing it. Outside of the fact that you don't need to do it at all. If that's your excuse, quit doing it, because we are dying doing this work because of people like you. You're not an advocate for Black people. You're not an accomplice anything for us other than make the situation worse. And it's shown proof by the fact that you block the voices that tell you that you're wrong, the ones that you're listening to, the fact that you have 3 Black women talking to you right now, and I can see the defensiveness all over you. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Whether or not you take anything that I'm saying to you to heart is none of my business, because maybe I'm going to thrive either way. But I'm not going to have you out here harming other Black people in an attempt to make yourself feel better about whatever you have going on. You can't help the fact that you're white, but denying that in some effort to be some anti-racist does not make it any better. You are a white woman with the capability of being an anti-racist by shutting the fuck up. That's the first thing you need to do. Confirmation bias by finding Black women that are essentially tired of doing this and saying, I'm going to pick up the load for you. But then you're silencing other Black women that don't need that from you. That doesn't work. You're finding people that agree with you so that you feel better about yourself. You're blaming people for things that have nothing to do with them because you got this wrong. You're continuing to get it wrong. And you have a choice here to stop getting it wrong and to do something better, or to keep digging your feet in. This is the best response I can give you without lighting you all the way up, because I promise you I want to, because you've been extremely disrespectful to Black women, and that's something that's not cute, especially with this thing that you have going on. But what you need to stop doing, 20,000 people are listening to you. You need to quit talking. You need to quit talking. I'm not going to say you need to deplatform. You do, but you need to quit talking. If you honestly want to uplift the voice of Black women, then make all of your content Black women. Your voice is not doing anything. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Portia.
Absolutely. I gotta pop. I do have to go back to work, but I had to say that, so I'm gonna pop off camera. But I'm still in here.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
So yeah, all of that, because I agree with Portia on the deplatforming. Like, you have that. I hope that this conversation wasn't going to be that you thought that I was going to be like, oh, maybe you should continue doing this work that you do. You're harmful. You are dangerous. Because I saw that you had some issue with me saying that you were dangerous. You're dangerous.
Yeah, same.
You're dangerous. Yeah, right? Because you said the same thing about you, Rebecca?
Yes, very. I called you unsafe, and, yes, I've been blocked, but I can still see enough response videos to hear that that's an issue for you. You do not want to be deplatformed. You think people are attacking you because you need this platform to save us all. Your motives video said that you listen. The first thing you learned is that our trauma is so unbearable for you. It has been so unbearable for you to witness our trauma. And then you block me because I told you no, and that you're going to this is my issue with bringing in your own personal circumstance. And you started with, no one likes when I say this, but why do you think that is? You don't question why people don't like when you say it because it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. What is my medical situation? Well, I still do the work. You know why? Because I feel I have no choice. I have to do this work in order to have hope for the future. You're doing it as some kind of calling from a Black person that told you that you are one of the few who gets it. How dare you determine who gets it and who doesn't based on your determination of what a good Black person says to a good white person?
Right.
And then just ignore everyone who has something else to say. That is unsafe. You are unsafe and you are dangerous.
20,000 other things, though, Rebecca. Screenshotted the conversation between you and Murphy. I'm concerned about you literally seek out Black patients. The savior. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you how this translates into our name. That shit sounds like when that white savior thing that happens for me is like that Munchausen disease that white women have. Like, that's a white woman, like, where I'm going to keep my kids sick so I could get all of this attention. Like, look at me taking care. It's very Munchausen to be seeking out Black patients. I want you to understand how that registers for many of us is it's still another form of hunting. It's still another form of hunting. You're seeking us out to be dangerous to. That is scary. And you are exactly the reason, you are part and parcel of a system that is exactly the reason why your existence as a white person, just existing,
performed miracles.
is
Yes.
dangerous to us.
She thinks she performed miracles. Said it factually.
You literally said miracles. My advocacy has performed miracles for Black people.
Is it okay if I speak? When I think that the way I'm phrasing things is being interpreted differently.
We know how to read.
That's communication.
Yeah,
that is how communication works. What you say needs to land as intended, and your intent over impact is not
land
good.
as intended all the time. But let me tell you, with respect to me saying that I seek out Black patients, here's the deal. I have seen horrible things happen to them.
You think more than we have?
No, I did not.
Do you think that that's new information to us?
It is not fair to interject something that is not.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. Let me help you out. What I am telling you is that you thinking that you are doing something to help Black people is working miracles and seeking out individual Black people is like you going to fucking find pets. No. Like it's like rescue. You don't get to tell me no because you're not the person that's going to show up in your office with their Black children. I am.
We're telling you.
We're telling you. It feels very much. Take a deep breath. Do what Portia said. Right. It feels very much like hunting us out and like, ooh, my Black kids are going to be your rescue pets. That's a problem because what you need to be working on is systemically. And I want you also to come to a realization. I don't know if you caught my other video. You only have power, white woman, inside of Blackness. And you think that because you really don't have any power over here either. But there are some Black people that, one, align with white supremacy so much they actually believe that y'all can help them. Two, are usually children of their time. Like I said, you and I are a generation apart. So those Black people literally needed you for their survival because like we had to cling on to some good white person. But the truth of the matter is that like you want to do something good, get a Black nurse in your job and quit. That's how y'all do that. Give up your positions of power and put more Black people in because it's a systems issue. You having 15 Black little patients that you may see throughout the year, that does not matter. It's not doing anything systemically. And that is what the problem is. Somebody else in the comments turned around and was like, I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think she's a bad person. Nobody gives a fuck about that. It's not about good or bad. It is about the systems that are at hand. And you are dangerous. I can see it's uncomfortable for you to hear that because every time we say that, you get activated. And there's this somatic response. Like, I'm not. Can I talk? No. Because we're telling you you're dangerous.
You're not going to tell us anything we're going to be surprised by. You saw Black people were harmed? Oh.
We know.
Care a lot about the harm of other people? Oh, so do we. This is not news. You have room to learn. You are not teaching anything. If you don't speak this whole time, we're going to be fine.
Learn.
So why are you talking when I'm talking?
You're speaking over Rebecca.
Because I was told that I don't know that, and I want you to know that I do know that.
I just told you nothing you say is going to surprise.
Knowledge, a knowing, right? See, this is where white people get things fucked up. There is a knowing. There is that part of your pillars of white supremacy of reading something and knowing and trusting the written word. We know the statistics. And there's a difference of knowing and internal knowledge that tethers you, right? Giving grace even to the Black followers that you have is because as I looked, many of them are older than me. So one, I'm going to respect my elders and not tear into their ass the way I want to. Two, I also know their lived experiences. Even if I don't know it, I understand why they would back a white woman of your time and age because they're children of their time and they're operating from their trauma of whiteness. The thing is, you're doing this work wrong. You think you could save Black people from whiteness instead of dismantling the system of whiteness. We don't need to be rescued. We need y'all to dismantle the system that is the problem. And my love, you are a part of that system. You're trying to literally rescue us from you. How do you save me from you?
When I confront the medical teams that I see not listening to my pediatric patients' mothers, I've gotten written up for it. No regrets. Because I believe in
ma'am. When Black women have stood up, they've gotten murdered for it. When Black men, I don't give a fuck about white man's papers. You are overstepping. I'm not going to stay on here much longer because I assure you there's not much more that we can actually, there's literally nothing. You're not learning anything.
I'm trying to understand.
No, because there's nothing that you're going to say because you're still missing the point. You're still censoring yourself. You are exactly the reason why I don't believe in allies. You and this moment right here. We came in love to have a conversation. I know love for you looks like Black women probably kissing your ass. And that's not who we are. But we came in love. I could have just blocked you and kept moving on with my day too. I have a larger platform than you and Rebecca. She didn't need to come and talk to you. You can't harm our platforms. This is what y'all don't ever understand. We literally extend grace over and over and over.
You could
Because
right
we still
now
are
change
attached to
this
our
whole
humanity.
conversation. You could right now
The whole thing.
do the whole thing over. You could drop it right now, not say anything for the rest of this live. Come back in 2 weeks, changed woman, and we would accept you immediately. How do I know that's not going to happen? I hope it does.
Look at your kind of followers. Look at what one of your followers says. Crescent Moon, leave. You can't win with these people. That's your follower.
That's your people.
Those are your people. But here we are. These are my people. Because you said my people were out for blood. But you had two very prominent black people, black women on this app, come to you with love, grace, and say, listen, all we would like for you to do is pause. Do what Rebecca says with the wait. Why am I talking? Internalize this moment for a second and maybe come back. I literally do this work in real life. We literally do this in real life. And we would help you work through it. But your people, leave, Crescent Moon. That shit is like a
We're not graceful. We're doing nothing. We're not prominent. You know,
look at that.
all this.
You're not prominent.
This is your following.
Those are your people.
I wish that I had taken more time and care to make sure that I did not block black people, because I wish that I had seen those.
You said you blocked me because I was stressing out your medical condition.
What stresses me out is the white women that are just attacking the black women. I wanted to hear. I did not. All I saw was a lot of white women just talking crap, and I wanted to. I just started blocking, and I did it really fast, and I just did not pay attention to anything, and I regret not seeing those videos that you're describing. I regret that. Because those are the people that I want to hear.
And you're hearing us, but you're still
we're here.
This is us.
I'm literally right here. I'm right here.
Maybe it's that there is, I have that white disease, and I have been working for years to peel that off, and I wish that I could yank the whole thing off in one day. That would be my preference.
That would be great.
Of course it would be your preference. That takes no work. That's a button.
Pardon?
That's not how you get rid of a disease. You get sick. It's a process. It takes months, maybe, even longer. You can't just wish it gone. You are in it. You're not seeing it right now.
Well, no, I know the condition of whiteness. I do. I know, and I know that it feels.
Why do you think that? Why do you think you know it? What has made you know? Why do you know?
Because all along the way, I have things happen that teach me something. And this is another one of those experiences.
That means you don't know. Wait. That means you don't know. If you're saying all along the way you are being taught, that means prior to these teachings you did not know. So maybe this is one of those moments.
Yes, I do.
You know what you don't know?
No.
Exactly. So you don't know.
Let me say, I don't know what I don't know.
Right.
That is literally the point, Crescent, because what we're trying to explain is that you could stop right there. I don't know what I don't know, so I'm just going to sit and chill.
No,
because you guys have been colonized. You colonized your own selves. Until white people can answer who were they before they were white, they probably should not be doing no work. Because that's the work. Okay? Like, who were you before you became white? What did whiteness take from you? What did it strip? What parts of your humanity did it take from you to sit here and be white? When you heal that, then you will understand what the stripping is that makes us who we are. Why does the system of whiteness hate fat? Why does it hate gay? Why does it hate disabled? Work on that. Mm-hmm. You don't know. You've been colonized for thousands of years. This is still new for us. It's only a couple hundred years ago. So we're still holding on. That's why you see us fight. Like, no, you can't appropriate this. You can't take what's ours. This is our culture. Where's your culture? When you could tell me what was your language before it was English, you might know what black people have gone through. You might know what the indigenous have gone through. You might know what Asians have gone through. I'm talking about as a whole. There's maybe 20 fucking countries in this world that has not been colonized by white. You have got to pathologize the system of whiteness. Because I don't want nobody, I don't want any, because that's not what this is. My mother is white. I don't hate the color. I hate the system that was in place. I hate the system that allows you to step into a space and people will think you're more of an expert than me.
You think you're more of an expert than her. That's what whiteness gave you. You think you're more of an expert on this system. As she's talking, you were waiting for a moment. I'm watching. The second she said something you thought you could disagree with, it was, oh, I know language. Like, you...
I am not looking for something to disagree with. I think that it's
like everything I say, so just goes, no, I'm not that.
What I think. I am listening to her and I am pulling from it different things, some things that I wasn't aware of, and I am processing it. And if my face doesn't look
I think that you're missing that point. When you keep saying you're not aware of, what I'm trying to understand is, why have you not yet come to the realization, you know what, I am still learning. I'm processing a lot, and I think that, you know what, until then, I don't think I'm not gonna teach anymore.
I do have that realization.
But you said you know what whiteness is. You said it many times. You know it. You know what it is. You know what it is, and you know how to help. So you can't still be learning and know.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. Since you know these things, etc., let me ask you, because I did ask you in one of my videos, but you did not answer. What exactly is like your plan with helping Danielle? As one example, how can you help Danielle navigate colorism, being a white mother to black children, the self-hate that she's obviously dealing with a parent of her child, all of that?
Okay. All my mission is I look for white people that are just starting to wake up. And those are the ones that I want to help them over that bridge to where that they get to where they can hear what black people are saying, because I have been through that process. I know what it's like. I know what it's like. And
I hear you. I hear you. But what I'm trying to say is that you are still not awake. You are still not awake. Like, you are still not there. You are still not there. And it's really difficult to unpack thousands of years. So exactly, if you're not completely there, that's like somebody turning around and telling me they're the top surgeon, but they just left school. Like, look, hey, you know what? Maybe you did, but I'm going to try to go with the doctor that's been doing, if you want to be like their assistant. The problem is what we're saying is you're stepping into a space. You literally told me that you are more qualified in this situation than I am.
I did not say
But it's my job.
Show me where I said that.
Okay. I'll get the screenshots. But it's something of the point of, like, I know how to talk to white woman to white woman, so they could hear you.
Right. And I'm talking.
So what makes you think, let me be very clear. So again, it is your unpacked bias that makes you think white women can't hear me. It is your projection because you can't hear me, because you are refusing to hear me. You're refusing to hear us now. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm trying to talk back and forth with y'all.
Someone you need to advocate for, because that is what you just said is your mission. First of all, let's unpack missionaries.
It's about finding white people that are so early. I don't want them to walk away before they get committed to it. Those are the people that I'm interested in. I'm not trying to teach anything advanced.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that that's what it is. What you're trying to do is reach the 101 white women before they can get anywhere, right? And that's great. Do that. Great. Fine. What you should not, though, be then doing is telling black women to stop talking.
No.
That's the problem.
Absolutely not. That was...
And then what you should be doing when you get to those white women is you should only be offering them support to sit quietly in black spaces.
Yes.
You should not be then taking it on and saying, oh, let me teach you how to listen to black people, because that is a problem in and of itself. You need to tell them to be quiet and listen to us, period.
if you go through my videos, you'll probably see that. Look at the one at the black table. I went through all the stuff telling this girl, because she's a white woman with biracial kids.
I know who she is.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I've been challenged about what try to get a white, am I going to teach a white woman how to teach her kids how to be black? No. What I told her is that I'm surrounded by the black community and that she back off, because that's the community that they belong to.
Sweetheart, their father is black. The black community there is none. And what you're doing is, again, you don't have the depth of the range. The father of those children are black. And he's most likely the kind of black man, because when you choose a white woman like that, he's using her to gain access outside of blackness. Okay? So when you're sitting down and talking that, how are you going to navigate that? How is what you're directing her to do? Because obviously the black people around her are not helping her. And the black people around her have some own self-hate issues, but you wouldn't understand that because you don't have the depth of the range. So what I am saying is that what you're doing is like asking her what? To go then talk to find random black people instead of the black people that were talking to her? You guys don't have the depth of the range, Crescent. What I am saying is stop. Period. Stop. You don't have the depth of the range. I understand you think that this is your mission. You think that this is your calling. I would like to offer that maybe your mission and your calling should be allow yourself to be healing with your kidney disease. Allow yourself to be unpacking your whiteness as you are healing with your sickness. Because if you think that this is stressful, fam, you don't have the longevity. And if people are not going to be in this for the longevity, I literally just talked to white people the other day about capacity. Do what you have the capacity for. So your advocacy in dismantling white supremacy may simply be about while you're dealing with stage 4 cancer or like kidney failure and fucking diabetes, maybe trying to navigate these spaces that stress you out, that we have to just live and exist. This thing is set up. If it's too stressful for you to handle, you should not be doing it. Find the work that is to your capacity, that you could do for the long haul, that you don't have to sit down an hour about you're wrong. There's no two ways about it. You're wrong. And this is I'm wrong and I'm going to sit with this. It's I'm wrong, I'm learning, but still. It's but no, you misinterpreted, but still. Each other. You have not. We are the first generation. What you're looking at when you see me, Rebecca, and Portia are the first generation of black people born free in a free fucking country. Our parents were born under Jim Crow. I am 43 years old, and you are literally looking at the first free born generation of black people in America.
Yes, because counting the
and you have not been socialized around us or anybody else enough to understand how to navigate shit. You guys mirror and mimic each other. It's like wolves in captivity. That's where white people got that alpha male shit. This is how it acts in captivity. You guys pathologize everybody else but yourself. What I am saying is stop. Wait, like Rebecca says, why am I not talking? Pathologize whiteness. Heal from your own capacity for. Because y'all have been too else. Y'all need to figure out how the fuck y'all. Everybody else has had to navigate your white violence forever for survival. So we know how y'all operate. We know how you move. But you have never been socialized around us. You have never spent time with us. You do not know how to move and navigate. So that is what we are telling white people. Stop. Stop.
Keep us separate.
Correct. And that's something you need to be unpacking with white people, not on the behalf, to be unpacking that on the behalf of you find some solidarity with black women and indigenous women, and you are just as, if not more dangerous. You guys are a team. You know the We Out Here guy? Bonnie and Clyde. Watch that video. Y'all are Bonnie and Clyde. Y'all are you. That's what white women that do this work have not unpacked. You can't save me from you. You are my abuser. You ever heard that speech with, who was it? Muhammad Ali? He was like, I'm not going to Viet Cong to fight no fucking Viet Cong. You're my opposer. You're my oppressor. You're my enemy. You can't save me from you. You can't save me from you. I need white women to unpack that shit. You cannot save me from you. You are the oppressor, ma'am. You are the violence. You can't save me from you. It's like living in a house with two abusive parents. And my dad rapes me, but my mother beats me. That's who y'all are. And that's what you need to unpack. That's what you need to unpack. That's what you need to heal. We are all kindness to dysfunctional ass fucking parents that have been living together in isolation for thousands and thousands of fucking years. A system that they created that they hate, they can't escape. The rest of us are living liberated and under your fucking tyranny. Heal that. That is the only work white people need to be doing. Healing that. You can't save me from you. Your version of abuse not better than his version of abuse. White women sound to me like men who are like, damn, man, but I only call her a bitch. I don't smack her. I didn't know that either were an option. I don't want no level of abuse in my life. Zero. And with that, I'm literally done. Rebecca, do you have anything else to say? Rebecca, you still there? I guess she's not. To be honest, I'm like, unless you could just stop doing whatever you're going to do, that's it. Because that's what it is. You can't save me from you. I need white women to accept that you are the same oppressor as your man. If not, you're worse. And I'm going to tell you why you're worse. Because as you see, even in 2022, as Black women, we extend grace and love to y'all. And we have trusted you. And we have raised your children side by side. And we have nursed your children. And we have cleaned your fucking homes. And we have held you while your husbands beat you and raped you. And we always thought there was sisterhood. And every fucking time, historically, you have kicked us in our fucking teeth. You're worse than your men. So unpack that. Stay out of Black people's business. Rescue yourself.
She's exactly right.
A damn thing for us. And let me know after you've unpacked that, if you want to have another conversation, I'm super willing to do so. Until then, though, I'm activated right now. And I'm going to have to hang up because I, too, don't like my stress levels to go up because of my chronic illness. So thank you for sitting here. Thank you for listening. When you're ready to have more of a deeper conversation, I'll even have a one-on-one session with you because I'm actually a counselor. The one who you thought was less qualified to talk.